everyone, and welcome to Gargoyle Nation. As always, I'm your host, Desi C, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about the pitch that got Gargoyles to where it is. Now, as I revealed in a prior video, which I will link right around here, the show had to go through 3 pitches before it got approved. And, the first wasn't the right fit, the second was too long, the third was, just right. Hence, the joke about Goldilocks. Anyway, but I also realized that pitches aren't a thing that are really revealed to the public. And why would they? Even pitches that are approved, the final story still sometimes gets changed before you see the final product. So, for instance, in the pitch, Elisa is called Elisa Chavez, and obviously in the show, she's Elisa Maza. So, things can still keep changing. The basic storyline, that's what got approved, that's what you'll see, but, things can change. But when even they show, like, behind the scenes, extras on DVDs and stuff, they'll show you the storyboards and how those, come to be. But again, never the pitch. So I kind of wanted to give people the opportunity to see it. And I also wanted to kind of rectify a little oopsie of not putting it in the prior video. But along with that comes a smidgen of a hiccup. Now, it's technically copyrighted. It is Disney's property. So I kind of can't show you the actual pitch in this video. I don't want my channel to get nuked. This just started. We're building up a community here. The last thing I want to do is for all this to be destroyed. Now, I will try and post it to my socials, guaranteed. That probably won't work either. I've had the most, no nonsense videos posted, and even Facebook will go, no, this audio is copyrighted. We're not giving it to you. So I will try. Fingers crossed, no promises. I will post it to my Patreon. Patreon tends not to care, so it'll definitely be there, but that's the only one I can promise. But. What I have done is I've gone through the pitch. I've taken all the images from it. I have painstakingly written down Greg's words from that pitch. I've recorded it myself, so I've done my own pitch for it. It is following, obviously, his storyline, his script, everything. It's just not as pretty. That's the best I could do. So, yes, everyone will still get to see a version of the pitch. If you want to see Greg's, it'll 100% be on my Patreon, but that's the only one I can guarantee. So without further ado, here is the edited, my version of Greg's pitch that got Gargoyles approved.
Gargoyles. Ugly stone statues that squat on the roofs of old buildings. But 1,000 years ago, gargoyles were real living creatures that during the day they slept, frozen in stone. But when the sun went down, Goliath, the gargoyle master, would lead his gargoyle warriors in defense of the king's castle. And if there was no battle to be fought, he'd retreat to the library to read and learn, all the while making sure that the other gargoyles stayed out of trouble. Now for all these efforts, Goliath received no reward, no thanks, or even kindness. In fact, the people at the castle treated all gargoyles with nothing but contempt. Still, Goliath could no more stop guarding the castle than breathing the air. It's part of a gargoyle's nature to be territorial, protective. And so for years, he maintained his lonely vigil. Then one night, Goliath was betrayed and lured away from his post. The castle was overrun and sacked. Goliath and the surviving gargoyles were unfairly blamed, and the kingdom's sorcerer laid a curse upon them that put them in a stone sleep that lasted 1,000 years. New York City, 1994. A rich and powerful man has decided there's a better place for a medieval castle than a picturesque hill in Scotland. He's moved the whole deal, lock, stock, and gargoyle, to the top of the tallest skyscraper in Manhattan. all of which means absolutely nothing to New York City Police Detective Elisa Chavez. She doesn't care about castles, and she doesn't believe in curses. She's hot on the trail of a major bad guy, a trail that leads her right into an ambush. Now, fortunately, a shadowy figure sees what's happening and decides to help. And of course, that shadowy figure is Goliath, the gargoyle. Now, when you're as strong as Goliath, bench pressing 2 bad guys is easy, and that stone-like hide of his makes him practically invulnerable to everything but Elisa's kindness. And she's the first human being who's ever offered him understanding and friendship, hope, and a sense of purpose. She introduces him to his new home, Manhattan, and asks for his help in protecting it against modern-day barbarians. Fortunately, our hero doesn't have to face those barbarians alone. This is Goliath's old friend Hudson, a veteran gargoyle warrior. Hudson helps out by keeping an eye on the young warriors in training: Brooklyn, Lexington, and Broadway. They picked their own names. And then there's Bronx, the angst-ridden gargoyle dog. Bronx is not a big fan of adventure. He just likes to eat a lot, sleep a lot, and make a general mess. Now, Goliath has wider interests, but it can be hard for a 7-foot-tall medieval monster to squeeze into the modern world, especially with Xanatos around. Rich, powerful, and arrogant, Xanatos bought the Gargoyles' castle. Now he thinks he owns the Gargoyles as well. If something rotten is happening in New York City, the odds are Xanatos is behind it. But Goliath's greatest foe is the evil gargoyle Demona. Once she and Goliath were friends, but 1,000 years ago it was her betrayal that cost him the castle. Now she's his sworn enemy, and she won't rest until she owns the night. And the night is all that matters, because the gargoyles still sleep as stone statues during the day, finding an outdoor ledge just before sunrise and striking a pose that could give you nightmares. But when the sun goes down, they're our only protection against the city's dark terrors. They are the Gargoyles, joining the Disney family in 1994.
And there you have it. I hope, it passed, y'all approve of that one. I did my best. And yeah, so that's the pitch that got Gargoyles approved. That's what, helped get us the show that we all know and love. And with that, that is the end of this video. I just wanted to rectify that little mistake that I made. In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell. I've always forgotten to mention hitting the bell so that you actually get notified when I post a new video. I don't want you guys missing these, especially if you're enjoying it. My socials will be linked below. So if I can get the pitch up, keep an eye on those, whichever one's your favorite. I will do my best to get it up there. And as always, go take a look at my Patreon. We're building up a community here, and let's see that community grow. And in the meantime, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, be the good that you want to see in the world. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.